22 अप्रैल को जम्मू कश्मीर के पहलगाम में आतंकियों ने मासूम देशवासियों को जिस बेरहमी से मारा है, उससे पूरा देश व्यथित है। कोटि कोटि देशवासी दुखी हैं। साथियों, इस आतंकी हमले में किसी ने अपना बेटा खोया, किसी ने अपना भाई खोया, किसी ने अपना जीवन साथी खोया है। उनमें से कोई बांग्ला बोलता था, कोई कन्नड़ा बोलता था, कोई मराठी था, कोई ओडिया था, कोई गुजराती था, कोई यहां बिहार का लाल था। आज उन सभी की मृत्यु पर करगिल से कन्याकुमारी तक हमारा दुख एक जैसा है, हमारा आक्रोश एक जैसा है। ये हमला सिर्फ निहत्थे पर्यटकों पर नहीं हुआ है। देश के दुश्मनों ने भारत की आत्मा पर हमला करने का दुस्साहस किया है। मैं बहुत स्पष्ट शब्दों में कहना चाहता हूं, जिन्होंने ये हमला किया है, उन आतंकियों को और इस हमले की साजिश रचने वालों को उनकी कल्पना से भी बड़ी सजा मिलेगी। अब आतंकियों की बची खुची जमीन को भी मिट्टी में मिलाने का समय आ गया है। 140 करोड़ भारतीयों की इच्छा शक्ति अब आतंकी आकाओं की कमर तोड़ कर रहेगी। टुडे फ्रॉम द सॉइल ऑफ बिहार I say to the whole world, India will identify, track and punish every terrorist and their backers. We will pursue them to the ends of the earth. India's spirit will never be broken by terrorism. Terrorism will not go unpunished. Every effort will be made to ensure that justice is done. The entire nation is firm in this resolve. Everyone who believes in humanity is with us. I thank the people of various countries and their leaders who have stood with us in these times.
I bet you didn't know that Indian forces have demolished 8 terrorist hideouts in Kashmir. The serenity of Pahalgam is shattered. This picturesque town, nestled in the heart of Kashmir, has long been a haven for those seeking peace and natural beauty. The tranquil Lidar River with its emerald waters flows gently through the valley, while the meadows, lush and green, stretch out like a painter's canvas. But today, the peace is shattered by the deafening sound of gunfire. The dense pine forests, which once echoed with the songs of birds, now reverberate with the harsh, jarring sounds of conflict. Tourists, who have come to Pahalgam to escape city life, find themselves running for their lives. The serene banks of the Lidar River are now scenes of panic and terror. The idyllic meadows where shepherds once grazed their flocks become killing fields. The peaceful pastures are now stained with blood. April 22nd, 2025. A date that will forever be etched in the memories of those who lived through it. A day etched in blood. The ground, once a carpet of green, is now stained red. A day when terrorists descend upon this jewel of Kashmir, spreading fear and chaos. They come armed with AK-47s and grenades, their mission fueled by a venomous ideology. The world watches in horror as the death toll climbs. 26 innocent lives extinguished. 25 Indians, their dreams cut short. Their families left to grieve. The loss is immeasurable. One Nepali national caught in the crossfire, an innocent bystander, his life taken in a moment of senseless violence. Pahalgam, once a symbol of Kashmir's beauty, now bears the scars of terror. The landscape, once pristine, is now marked by violence. The air, heavy with the stench of gunpowder and fear, serves as a grim reminder of the ever-present threat to peace in the region. This act of barbarity does not occur in a vacuum. It is part of a larger, more sinister narrative that has been unfolding for decades. It is the latest chapter in a long and bloody saga, a saga that leaves deep scars on the collective psyche of the region. For decades, Pakistan wages a proxy war against India, using terrorism as its weapon of choice. This strategy destabilizes the region and brings untold suffering to countless innocent lives. Groups like Lashkar-e-Taiba, nurtured in the terror factories of Pakistan, are unleashed upon Indian soil. These groups are not just random assemblages of disgruntled individuals. They are well-organized, well-funded, and well-trained units with a clear mission. They are trained, armed, and indoctrinated with a singular purpose: to bleed India through 1,000 cuts. This strategy aims to weaken India economically, socially, and politically, creating a perpetual state of fear and instability. The world witnesses this sinister game plan time and again. International communities condemn these acts, yet the cycle of violence continues unabated. From the Mumbai attacks of 2008 to the Pulwama bombing of 2019, the evidence is irrefutable. These attacks are not isolated incidents, but part of a well-coordinated campaign of terror. Pakistan's fingerprints are all over these acts of terror. The evidence collected from these sites points to a clear and undeniable connection. Yet Islamabad continues to play the victim. It denies any involvement, even as it shelters and supports the very perpetrators of these heinous crimes. This duplicity is not just a matter of international concern, but a grave injustice to the victims and their families. It denies any involvement, even as it shelters and supports the very perpetrators of these heinous crimes. This state-sponsored terrorism has far-reaching implications, affecting not just India, but the entire global community. This duplicity costs countless lives and poisons relations between the two nations. The path to peace remains fraught with challenges, but acknowledging the truth is the first step towards any meaningful resolution. The physical wounds of the Pahalgam attack are healing in time. The emotional scars, however, linger. The laughter of children, once a common sound in the valley, is replaced by a haunting silence. The once bustling tourist town now resembles a ghost town. Shops are shuttered, hotels stand empty. The livelihoods of thousands dependent on tourism are shattered, adding economic injury to the deep emotional wounds. The human cost of this attack is immeasurable. Families are torn apart. Dreams turn to ashes. The future of Kashmir is once again shrouded in uncertainty and fear. The world mourns with Pahalgam, but mourning is not enough. The international community must hold Pakistan accountable for its role in fueling this conflict. It must demand an end to the cycle of violence that plagues Kashmir for far too long. Section 4. India's Fury, a multi-pronged retaliation. India's response to the Pahalgam attack is swift and decisive. The nation rallies together in unity and strength. The government, military, and citizens are determined to send a clear message to those who threaten their peace and security. Prime Minister Modi, with anger and grief, addresses the nation. His words are a call to action, a rallying cry for the country to stand firm. We will hunt down the perpetrators, he vows, and bring them to justice. His declaration is met with widespread support. India's military is given a free hand. The armed forces are ready to execute a well-coordinated response. Within hours, fighter jets target terrorist hideouts across the line of control, aiming to dismantle the infrastructure of terror. The earth shakes as bombs rain down. The air is filled with the sound of explosions, a stark reminder of the consequences of harboring terrorism. India's retaliation is not limited to military strikes. The government launches a diplomatic campaign to isolate Pakistan globally. New Delhi downgrades ties with Pakistan and expels its diplomats, sending a strong signal to the international community. The message is clear. Pakistan's support for terrorism will no longer be tolerated. The international community is urged to take a stand. Section 5. The Architect of Retribution, Doval's Strategic Gambit. At the heart of India's response is Ajit Doval, the National Security Advisor and a man known for his steely resolve. In the hours after the attack, Doval convenes emergency meetings with top security officials. Doval, a master strategist, understands that a measured response is crucial. He advocates for a multi-pronged approach, one that combines military might with diplomatic pressure and economic leverage. His strategy is clear: to cripple Pakistan's ability to wage a proxy war against India, while simultaneously rallying international support for India's position. Doval's calculated moves send shockwaves through Pakistan's military establishment. The message is unmistakable. India will no longer play the role of a helpless victim. It will respond to terror with overwhelming force and strategic cunning. Section 6. Brinkmanship on the razor's edge of war. The situation escalates rapidly. India and Pakistan, both nuclear-armed nations, stand on the brink of a full-blown war. The world watches with bated breath, fearing a conflict that could have catastrophic consequences. The line of control, a 740-kilometer scar that divides Kashmir, becomes a tinderbox. Artillery fire lights up the night sky as both sides exchange heavy shelling. The risk of miscalculation, of a localized skirmish spiraling out of control, looms large. International pressure mounts on both sides to show restraint. The United States, Russia and China, all permanent members of the UN Security Council, urge India and Pakistan to de-escalate the situation. The specter of nuclear war hangs heavy in the air. The world holds its breath, hoping that cooler heads will prevail and avert a catastrophe that could engulf the entire subcontinent.